Live from the Cowboy Taj Mahal, it is the T-Bone Worldwide Show with your host, Mr. Tucker Sigrist. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is another episode of the T-Bone Worldwide Show. Folks, round number 5 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo is in the books. We're going to have all the great highlights. We're going to talk about who's doing what, where they're at in the average, and who's looking to cash a check and take home the gold buckle that says World Champion. So, as we get ready to take a deep dive into round number 2, you sit back, relax, and let's do it.
Crank it up! Put some of that party in my cup. Y'all, I'm dancing with a girl up on my flatbed. She hotter than a cherry on the mother.
All right. We're ready. We're rocking and rolling. Let's do it. Round number 5 is in the books, folks. We're going to be looking at round number 6. So I'm running a little bit behind today, so let's jump right into it. Bareback riding last night. Let's look at it. Rocker Steiner, 89 points on Lunatic Heaven. I don't think that there was a better bronc ride last night, of course, because he won the check. I don't think there was really any controversy. Sam Peterson, 88 3/4. 3-time average champion that Sam Peterson is. He is going to be solid at every opportunity. What's up, my guy? I see you in the chat. Cade Saunier, that was my pick before we ever started as your average champion. I said he was going to walk in the Thomas and Mack. He was going to win the average. And, hey, look at him right here. He slides from 8th to 5th. Last night he was 8th in the average. After last night, he slides to 5th because he cashed a fourth paycheck, which paid a little over $15,000, ladies and gentlemen. So that ain't nothing, slightly $15,000. So let's look. I had last night in the bronc riding, I had Jess Pope picked. Where did he land? Let's look at it right here. Jess Pope, 10th. He was 86, just out of the money, but that's all right. That's going to keep him in the average, folks. And that's what we want from Jess Pope if you're a Jess Pope guy. Now, Rocker Steiner, world champion. He pulls ahead last night, $421,000 won this year. Sam Peterson hot on his heels at 307. So let's break that down and let me talk about it. What that means is Sam Peterson, Rocker Steiner's going to have to buck off every horse the rest of the NFR for Sam Peterson to catch him. That's ideal if you're Rocker Steiner. It's not ideal if you're Sam Peterson, of course. So that was kind of what I was saying about Rocker coming in so far ahead of everybody that it was going to be hard for somebody to catch him. Last night's round win just moves him that much further ahead. I like it. I think Rocker Steiner wins the world. I'm not giving up or not saying that he don't. He wins the world this year. I'm never going to stray from that. Now, my pick for the average, like I said, Cade Saunier slides to 5th in the average. That's really good. That's really good. Now, let's go to the number 1 man in the average. Wacy Shalla. Wacy Shalla needs this average to help him later down the road when it comes to the world or the all-around world championship race. That's ideal right here. Wacy Shalla, 434 1/4 on 5 head. Now, Rocker Steiner, he's 430 75. So on 5 head, of course. So Rocker is still very much in the average conversation. We cannot count him out by no means. And that's right where we want to be. So we got 2 giants going to go to battle. Let's look on to the night's draw right here. Let me take a look. I haven't even looked at the night's draw. All I did was print it out. So you're going to get a first-hand look right here with me, and we shall see who we like coming into round number 6, folks. If you guys have enjoyed the T-Bone Worldwide show every day of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, make sure you leave a like, hit that follow button when it comes to the podcast or the TikTok Live, ladies and gentlemen. We do go TikTok Live every day before the round of the National Finals Rodeo, and we're going to be here each and every round right along there with you. So, with that being said, let's look at tonight's bareback riding draw. All right, Cade Saunier. I told you last night, Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. That's a name that you need to be familiar with. Tonight he's got Land of Fancy from Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. So that's going to be a matchup you're going to want to watch. But Native Lights and Wasey Shala. That right there is a good draw. And, I mean, you just look at the rest of them. Miss Delta's in the field. Jess Pope has Miss Delta. MLW's Irish Eyes got Bradley Miller. Let's see what Sam Peterson's got. He got No Show Rainer. Good bucking horse. Let's see what the Rocker Steiner, Weatherford, Texas, man. He's got Record Flight. So, I think everybody's kind of drawed really good tonight. But as far as I'm concerned, my pick for the round number 6 of the bareback riding at the WNFR is going to have to go to Rocker Steiner, folks. Rocker's just going to come on strong. He's got his foot on the gas, and I just feel like that Rocker Steiner will make sure that he leaves his legacy and will leave there as the world champion this year. So, with that being said, Rocker Steiner's going to get my vote for the round right here, and we're going to move right along. Oh, Lord, I have dropped my papers. Ha ha. Look at that. Look at me. I've been running behind all day, it seems like. Let's go right here. Hold on. I'm fixing to lose them again. Let's not lose them again. Here we are. Boom, bam, yada, yada, bang, bang. Let's do it. We're rocking and rolling to the steer wrestling. Now, last night, never in my life have I been more happy to be wrong. I told you guys to be on the lookout for the 2-second run. Did we see it? No, we didn't see it. But was it there? There was a potential for it to be there, no lie. So, I mean, I picked Jesse Brown. Let's just start right there. I picked Jesse Brown to win the go-round last night, but look at the go-round. Scott Gunther, 3.4. Justin Schaefer, 3.5. Will Loomis, 3.7. Then it goes to 4 flat. Look at those threes and look who was in the threes. Will Loomis is my guy. I want Will Loomis to win the world. Hey, if you said, who do you want to win the world, I'm picking Will Loomis 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. Bahia, Mississippi. Great bulldogger. Last night, I told you guys was a do-or-die round for him, and it was for him. He won a little over $20,000, $21,882. Hey, can't complain with that. Justin Schaefer, $28,000 check, and as we know, that first place round got $36,000. Well, what we like to see in that, if we're Will Loomis fans, which I am, in the steer wrestling, is you see Kyle Irwin. Hey, he dropped back. He won a little over $3,000. Rowdy Parrott, he won 9. But the biggest thing is, folks, Ty Erickson and Tyler Wagaspack has now took themselves out of the average. It's going to take all 10 to win the average at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo in the steer wrestling. No doubt about it. So, for them to take themselves out of the average helps Will Loomis in the long run. Because if you look at the average now, hey, Will Loomis is back, but he's on 3-head. We know that's not going to happen. Tyler Wagaspack, he's 12th in the average. He slides all the way down there. Where does Ty Erickson ends up at 8th in the average? So now Tucker Allen slides up into the average. Well, that's not ideal for us Will Loomis fans, because let's slide over to the World Standings race. Will Loomis is sitting at the top of the board, the leaderboard, $278,000 won. Tucker Allen, $233,000. That means we're a little under 40. There's about 40 some odd $1,000 difference between the two of them. Well, that is not good enough, because Tucker Allen is first in the average. We want to see him slide down a little bit, and people like Scott Gunther is how you want it to happen, because even though Will didn't win the round, Scott Gunther won the round. That takes that money away from one of them guys that's high in the average or one of them guys that could stand to catch him. Ty Erickson, he slides to third at $209,000. So there's about $70,000 difference between him and Will Loomis. So that's the gap that you want to see create. Now we just got to build on it if we're Will Loomis. 1 second, hold on. So tonight, I feel like is another big moment for Will Loomis. He's got to show up. He's got to show out. We need another check cashed. We need to be in the money, no doubt about it. So, in the draw tonight, to get the win, I am going to pick Will Loomis. I'm going to ride with him. I think the guy is just phenomenal. So, we shall see what happens right there. I want Will Loomis to win the round. He wins the round tonight or places in the round. We're going to see that lead grow just as long as Tucker Allen doesn't beat him in the round. So, be watching the Bahia, Mississippi man. Take home the steer wrestling. Let's move now to the team roping. All right. Last night, I made a mistake. I'll own it. Hey, it was on me. I said I was corrected today, and I even corrected myself yesterday in the live. Was the fact that I thought about changing the Jade's Derek Begay and Coulter Todd to talk about the average. Now, can I do that? Yes, I could change my mind anytime I want to. But in this instance, I didn't need to because Clint Summers and Jade Corkill, the team that I picked to win the average to begin with, is sitting second in the average. They're sitting second in the average. So, I mean, I don't need to give up on Begay and Todd, and I'm not going to, but I was just saying last night I kind of skipped over them, and I got in trouble for skipping over them. So tonight, I'm going to make sure I don't skip over them. But last night in the team roping, Colton Schmidt, Jonathan Torres, 3-7. Tanner Tomlinson, Travis Graves, 3-8. Clint Summers, Jade Corkill, 3-9. So we're starting to see that run and gun. That nod, drop your hand, throw over the latch, and just go. Now it's going to be the question of who gets bottled up in the corner. Does the steer get balled up? That's going to be where we win and lose money as far as that goes. Now, your world champion race, I picked Dustin Egusquiza and Levi Lord to win the world championship. Everybody knows that I like them cats. Dustin slides from 4th to 6th coming in tonight, so he's got a lot of work to do. I know I got some folks that check on him every day in the live. He's got a lot of work to do. So tonight is just like Will Loomis's do or die. It's kind of Dustin's do or die tonight. So we shall see what they get accomplished tonight. Derek Begay, Coulter Todd, they was solid last night. They solidify themselves at third in the average, and then forehead, boom, and then hold on. Yes, all right. So now there is only 4 teams left in the average in the team open as of right now. That's what I was confirming right there on my sheet. There's only a handful of teams that have caught 5 head. 3 to be exact. I said 4. I'm looking at it. There's 3. What that means is there potentially could be a miss of a steer brought back into the average. Them 3 guys all miss, which I don't think they will. That Andrew Ward and Jake Long and Clint Summers and Jade Corkill have been killers. But they haven't been killers in the way that you see like Junior and Driggers jump out there and win a big round by a big margin. No, they're just cashing, placing, winning, placing, winning, placing, winning. I mean, they're just each and every night. They're either winning the round or they're placing in the round. They're not zero or hero. A lot of guys at the NFR in the team roping especially have went in and just been either zero or hero this round or this round or this round. There's no like them guys are not roping to keep themselves in the average, I feel like. But hey, with the rounds paying like they are, $36,000 a round, why not just try to go be zero or hero? Because if you get hot, like, hey, the Andrew Ward, Jake Long, they've gotten hot, then you don't have to worry about it. You're keeping yourself in the average in the long way anyway because you're roping so good. So it goes both ways when it comes to that as well. So tonight in the team roping, it's really hard because I like the team roping and I enjoy it. And I'm going to go with my average guys. I'm going to go with the guys I picked to win the average this year at the NFR. I'm going to go with Clint Summers and Jade Corkill and see what they get done tonight. That's going to be my team roping team. I really like the way they they're going to place. I mean, and that's what we're after right here, guys, is we're after to pick somebody to win or place in the round every single time, and that's what we want. So, Clint Summers, Jade Corkill, they win the round tonight from me, and we'll look back. Andrew Ward, Jake Long. Hey, Andrew actually slides to second in the World Championship race as we look at it. Tanner Tomlinson's going to slide to first, Clint Summers in third, Driggers at fourth, Schmidt at fifth, and Dustin at sixth. The former world champs, Tyler Wade, have moved up to 7. Healers, Jake Long, then the Jade Corkill at second, Juniors at third. And so we could see a split team win the world. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to I don't really know. I'm gonna let those cards fall where they fall, and I'm not gonna try to say, hey, there's gonna be a split team or there's so and so gonna win the world. I picked Dustin and Levi. I'm gonna continue to say, hey, they win the world because I picked them before round 1 ever started. I'm not gonna abandon ship. I still believe Clint Summers, Jade Corkill will win the average. I'm not going to jump ship there either. I'm not going to jump ship with none of the people that I picked. I picked a team. I'm going to ride with them all the way. 10 rounds. Let's go. Not going to jump ship. So, there's where I stand in the team roping, and we're going to move to the saddle bronc riding. Damian Brennan. He is not going to let Stetson Wright have it easy. 90 points on R. Watson's Ed Bishop. $36,000 bronc, folks. He done it. So, Damian Brennan's already won a round. That was his second round win, so that really helps him out coming back to the average. I picked Zeke Thurston to win the world, and I picked Zeke Thurston to win the average in the saddle bronc riding. He sits second in the average right now behind Stetson Dale, right? And he sits fourth in the world standings right now. He's behind Dawson Hay, Damian Brennan, and Ryder Wright. So the saddle bronc conversation is probably just like every other conversation we're going to have about the NFR and every event. It's kind of open. The only event that I say the door is closing for the rest of the field is the bareback riding. I mean, that guy, Rucker Steiner, like I said, hey, he wants it bad. I've already said it. I'm not going to just beat a dead horse to death on it. The door is closing there. We'll see if the rest of the field steps up and says, hey, it's not closed yet. That'll be tonight's question. Get that on your mind when you watch tonight's bareback riding. As far as the saddle bronc riding goes, it's very, very tight. Looking at the money-wise, I'll just give you a quick little rundown on it. Ryder Wright sets the top of the leaderboard, $373,000. Damian Brennan, $361,000. And then Dawson Hay, $306,000. And then Zeke Thurston at $300,000. Zeke jumps out there and wins the round tonight, which he can do, no doubt about it. He can win whenever he wants to. He's Zeke Thurston. He jumps out there and wins another round tonight. He won $15,000 last night, placing fourth. So he places or wins another round. He's in the conversation. Damian Brennan, I mean, he needs $12,000 to be first. I mean, we could see the whole top 4 in the world standings change tonight, or we could see them stay the same. We shall see. Let's look at who's matched up where. Now, I said last night that Brody Crest wasn't going to ride Virgil. He not only rode Virgil, he looked really, really good. I mean, he looked good. No doubt about it. And, hey, Brody Crest done it. And I was wrong. I was wrong about it. So, there's that. Hey, and Virgil looked good. That's a big thing too. Virgil looked really good. Tonight, Womanizer. Hey, I talked about Womanizer before. He's matched up with Ben Anderson. Let's see what Damian Brennan's got right here. He's got Talking Smack. Kirsten Bold. Good bronc. Zeke Thurston got Resist All Bad Habits. So, I mean, there's a lot there to like. Let's see what old Stetson Wright's got. Stetson, he's got Big Rich's Roping Dreams. That's a good bronc right there. No Tail Dale's got Brody Wells on his back, and we shall see how that goes. Frontier Medicine got Cade Bruno. That's going to be a hard one to deal. So tonight, in the saddle bronc riding, folks, I'm just going to have to ride with my boy Zeke Thurston. I'm going to pick him for another round win. I like the where he sits. He sits second in the average. We can see him step up there and be first in the average after tonight. Just depends on how it goes for him and Stetson. He's 431 on 5, and Stetson is 439. So, need a few points. And I think he gets it done tonight. He's got the bronc. He's got Resist All's Bad Habits. A really good bronc. I mean, there's not a shortage of bronc power right there underneath him. So we shall see what he gets done. And we shall see tomorrow night how that changes going into that average and world championship standings. So I think tonight, like I told y'all, I think I've said this before. To me, round number 4 and round number 6 are probably the most two important rounds at the NFR. Round number 4 tells you how you're going to end your first half of the Wrangler National Finals over 10 days. Round number 6 is how you set the pace going into the back half. Do you seize the moment? Do you get that energy and that momentum on your side? We shall see. Hey, at the beginning of the week, it was all Stetson Wright. Damian Brennan has showed up and showed out and showed that he's not going to be pushed around, and they're not going to give it to Stetson easy. So look for these guys to be smelling blood in the water when it comes to chasing Stetson down, chasing Ryder down when it comes to this world championship race, and we shall see how it plays out. But as far as tonight's draw goes, Zeke Thurston gets my nod. Tie-down roping. Last night in the tie-down roping, we saw it. Shad Mayfield's calf got up. Does Superman have a chink in his armor? Riley Webb last night went out there, made him a business run, but his calf kicked right there. I mean, he didn't kick out. I don't think he did. He didn't. Riley Webb was 11-3. He was shaping up to get a check in the round, and his calf kind of fell out. But what does that do? It still keeps him in the average. Now, I picked John Dausch to win the average at the NFR this year, and I picked him last night to win the round. What did my man do? Huntsville, Texas, his own, went out there and tied one in 7.4 seconds to win him a $36,000 paycheck. Could not have asked for better from him. With Shad taking himself out of the average last night with his calf getting up, that brings my man John Dausch in at second in the average right now. He's 43.2 and Riley Webb's 43.3. A tenth of a second, folks. A tenth of a second can cost you $100,000 in this game. Look at Brushed Mitten. He leads the average right now in the tie-down. He's 42.7. So, we got a little work to do if we're John Dausch tonight. I think John Dausch has finally got his rhythm. I think for the first 4 rounds, he rode 4 different horses. So, he's kind of stuck with this horse that he rode last night. He's looking good. I like the way he feels, But then again, you can't count Shad Mayfield out. But I tell you what, I'm not a Shad Mayfield guy. So I'm not going to say he comes out and fires tonight and he just whoops everybody. No, let's be real. Let's be real. Does it rattle him? We've saw stuff like this rattle Shad before. And then, that brings into the question of is he rattled now? Is Shad gonna not go to him as hard, or is he gonna lay back and be safe, or is he gonna blow to him? Where do you feel that he may land? That's the question you have to ask yourself if you're trying to pick like I'm trying to pick. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to go with my safer option and go with the guy that I'd like to see win the average at the NFR this year in the tie-down open. I'm going to pick John Dowse to win the round one again. He's going back-to-back. I like John Dowse for the tie-down roping. I've told you guys, Joe Beeve likes John Dowse. He's John Dowse is a Joe Beaver student. So, Joe Beeve likes him. I like him. So that's just where I feel that we will land when it comes to the tie-down roping. John Dowse gets another round win, and we shall see him back, or we really shall see him. If he wins tonight or places tonight higher than Brushin Mitten, as long as he beats Brushin by 5/10 of a second, folks. That's all we got to have is 5/10 of a second. And we will see the average board change again 2 nights in a row. So we'll be paying a close attention to that, and we'll get to that. Let's go to the barrel racing last night. I picked Trisha Aldridge last night. Hey, I had Carly O'Tara, folks, to win the average at the NFR, and she is slowly but surely putting herself back in that conversation, and I love it. That girl has showed a tremendous amount of grit and determination to show the world that, hey, she's here, she's still around, and she's going to be competitive. She's riding a couple different horses. She's stacked. I like how she just stacked. She's mounted real well. She's got plenty to choose from. And I tell you what, hey, she was fast last night because she 13.43. Yeah, 13.43. So she's laying it down. She's just coming with the heat. Now, when you look at the world standards, Cassie Mowry, this is what I got off the PRCA website. I told you guys, look, I told you guys that it was so hard to find these barrel racing deal, but I have dug and dug and dug, and I have got us a world standings. Whether or not it's super accurate or just a little bit off, hey, it's super hard to get a set of world championship standings for the barrel racing at the NFR. Trust me. Let's look at it, folks. I have here first the closest thing I can get to them. The closest thing I can get to it. Cassie Mowry sits atop of the leaderboard right now in the World Championship race. Haley Kinsel is second. Brittany Posey Tenosi is fourth. And Carly O'Tara is fifth. Now, I had Lisa Lockhart to win the world. We got a lot of work to do if Lisa's going to win it. I'm not so sure that Cassie Mowry doesn't win it. She's super solid when it comes to this, and she's really good, and she's really well mounted. But I tell you what, it's hard to bet against Trisha Aldridge. I placed last night with Trisha Aldridge. She cashed a $9,000 check. It's what I like to see as far as that goes. Tonight, it's going to be hard to bet against her again, but hey, look at the rest of the field. The rest of the field looked really good. Lisa Lockhart, my girl, $13.55, tied for second, won $25,000. Man, she finally got it put back together where she could go get a check. And that's what I like to see from her, is she's kind of struggled, been up and down with her little young horse, and I like to see her succeed. But tonight, it's going to be hard to bet against Trisha Aldridge, and I don't think I can. I just don't think I can bet against Trisha Aldridge. So tonight, my nod in the barrel racing is gonna go to Trisha Aldridge. If I could get this phone to sit still, we would be in so much better shape, boys and girls. It would be so much better. But so, with that being said, that's who's gonna get my nod. Drama in the bull riding, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. In the bull riding tonight. Look, I'm about to throw this thing across the room. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, in the bull riding, let's look at it. Where is it? Last night, I had that's Saddle Bronc. Let's look at the bull riding. Let me get to my sheet like I'm supposed to. All right. Where is my bull riding sheet? I can't even find my bull riding sheet no more. I guess I laid it down over here. Let me get it. Oh no, that ain't it. That ain't it. We are just all over the place. Let's see right here. Does that? Here we go. Bull riding, round number 5. Let's do it. Last night I had Kai Hamilton. He tied for third with Mason Moody to be 88 3/4. They both get him a $18,000 check. If you're Kai Hamilton, that's what you need. You need to get back on track. You're going to need to get this stuff get going with your race to the World Championship. Now, I picked Kai Hamilton to win the World Championship. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be a long road to travel, folks, and we're going to need a lot to go right for that young man. So we're going to look at him and make sure that, I mean, he can do it. There's no doubt about it. He can do it. But, hello, J.R. Stratford. Look at J.R. last night putting up a big score, 90.5 points right there. So, if you was with me the night before last, you know that I talked about the night before that, round number 3, going into round number 4, round 3 breakdown. I talked about that if they didn't get if they didn't get Stetson on the ground soon, he was going to ride all 10. So, I mean, they got him on the ground, and they got him on the ground round 4. So that's going to bring all these guys back into the average. J.R. Stratford, his ride last night jumps him all the way to the lead in the average, 350 3/4 on 4 head. Kai Hamilton, he's second in the average. I picked Kai Hamilton to win the world and Hudson Bolton to win the average. And that Hudson Bolton's got a lot of work to do. He right now sits 4th in the leaderboard, but he's on 3 head. Okay? So he's gonna need some luck and need somebody else need these guys to buck off to bring himself back into the average conversation. Well, according to the world standings, let's see right here. Let's move over to the world standings and take a look at that. Stetson Wright, 462,000. Wacy Shalla, 413,000. Wacy Shalla has got to get his foot and keep his foot on the gas when it comes to this. Last night, no score last night. So, I mean, we got to do something. Stetson Wright, no score last night. So what that means is these guys that's riding Kai Hamilton, that's where you want to be if you're Kai Hamilton. You want them guys to buck off so that way when you go cash that check, it helps you get that much further along. So we look to Kai. Kai needs to keep his foot on the gas tonight. I told you guys last night that I thought Kai had a really, really good draw. We'll look at the draw tonight. Kai Hamilton's got Western Hauler Caesar, but Wacy Shalla's got Big Shyster. That's a good draw as well. Stetson Wright's got Insurrection. That's a nasty draw right there, folks. That's one that you want to definitely put a star beside if you're looking at a sheet like mine. Jesse Petrie, Bad Vibes, another guy that I've talked about a bunch over the last week. He's one of them guys that I like. Hudson Bolton, my average pick, he's got one chance. That's a good way for him to go cash a check. That bull right there is going to be one that he can cash a check on, and that's just going to be where he's got to capitalize to help his average, help him out. So that's what he's just going to have to go execute tonight as far as his matchup with that bull. When it comes down to it tonight, I'm just going with my man Kai Hamilton. I think he's going to keep his foot on the gas. He's got Caesar. That's a good draw. I'm sure he knows that bull. I'm sure he's been on that bull. I just like the way he's just feeling right now. I feel like the momentum's starting to shift his way, and it's going to show tonight, and we shall see. Tonight, round number 6. It's going to be a big night. I feel like we're going to see probably a lot of averages get shook up. A lot of people's teams are going to get fouled up. But we'll see if mine's starting to come around. As you know, I picked, like I said, Rocker Steiner win the bareback, Cade Saunier to win the average. Steer wrestling, I picked Will Loomis to win the world, Tyler Wagasback to win the average. Team roping, I picked Dustin Eggesquizia to win the world and Levi Lord. And then I picked Clint Summers and Jay Corkill to win the average. Then you go to the tie-down roping. I picked Riley Webb to win the world and John Dowse to win the average. Barrel racing, Lisa Lockhart and Lisa Lockhart. Saddle bronc, Zeke Thurston and Zeke Thurston. And then in the bull riding, I picked Kai Hamilton to win the world and Hudson Bolton to win the average. With that being said, folks, I was a little bit everywhere tonight. I kind of rushed through it. Hey, I was running a little bit behind, but I wanted to get this out for you guys and get it put out so that way everybody had a chance to listen to what I thought about it before round number 6 started. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to go out on that note. And remember, if I don't see you, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and God bless.